Obviously, you haven't heard the pup bark. Welcome to Mornings on Main Street, Clarksville. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks so much for joining us. Coming up, we hear from Major Katie Chase of the Salvation Army of Clarksville. She talks to us about the kickoff of the Red Kettle campaign and the angel trees that recently went up, why the donation of your time or even just picking up an angel means big things for children in our community. We also learn about a new initiative called Pathway of Hope, which is through the Salvation Army, just how important this is to some families. And if you need that information, we have that for you today. And then the president and CEO of Main Street Media of Tennessee sat down with me to talk about the acquisition of 2 new papers, as well as more programming that Main Street Media of Tennessee is putting out to local communities. We'll also get a look at when the lights were flipped on for the 2020 Christmas on the Cumberland. Such a fun event, but you'll get a look at that this morning. But first, we'll get a check of what's making the wrap with reporter Cheri Reeves.
This is the wrap for the Thursday, November 23rd edition of Main Street, Clarksville. Gracie General Partnership is taking legal action against the city of Clarksville, attempting to force its hand and allow the new owner of the Dunlop Mansion on Madison Street permission to demolish the historic home. Last week, a federal lawsuit was filed by Gracie, the newest owner of the home, naming its defendants, the city, Mayor Joe Pitts, and 2 city employees. Gary Heitzen-Rader, age 40, has been indicted and charged with vehicular homicide following a Madison Street car crash that killed Mark Norman, age 56, of Clarksville back in May. The 6th annual Turkeys for Troops took place last weekend, delivering hundreds of donated turkeys to the community's active duty soldiers, veterans, and their families. Anyone with a valid military ID was presented a free frozen turkey and a 2-liter soft drink. And thousands showed up Saturday to McGregor Park on Riverside Drive for the city of Clarksville's 25th annual Christmas on the Cumberland. It had a spectacular display of more than 1 million lights designed to brighten anyone's holiday season. The festive display will continue through January 2nd. And that's the wrap. I'm Cheri Reeves, Main Street, Clarksville.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way. When flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage, it ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
At Implant and General Dentistry, we're proud to offer dental care you can trust. Our team, led by Dr. Andrew Flips, is dedicated to serving our community with the highest quality of care. We offer comprehensive dental exams, cleanings, whitening, and more. With our compassionate and experienced team, you'll be able to smile with confidence. Come experience the difference for yourself. Call us today to schedule an appointment or visit our website to learn more.
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. See more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
Welcome to the 2023 Magical Holiday Home Tour, coming for 1 day only. Immerse yourself in the spirit of the season as you explore stunning displays, twinkling lights, and charming decorations. The general admission tour of area luxury homes, including historic Rosemont, and a special tinsel tour of the original Fairview Plantation Mansion. Come and experience the warmth of the holidays by touring spectacular luxury homes. It's an event you won't want to miss.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. In the past year, the Salvation Army in Clarksville has provided 9,000 nights of lodging and 15,000 meals to those who needed it. Just some of the information that came from this open house held recently at the Salvation Army. This was for community members to learn more about the needs of the Salvation Army, as well as how they can participate and help people in the community through the Red Kettle Drive and this year's Angel Tree program. Major Katie Chase talks to us more about the need right now.
Our biggest need for our shelter is we're going to need to repair our roof. We're seeing evidence of that and some damage in the ceiling, especially in our kitchen. So that's the biggest need, but also it takes a good amount of money just to keep us operational month to month with paying salaries and utilities and things like that. So we need to raise $150,000 in kettles this year to help us meet those needs throughout the year. If you're interested in participating in our Red Kettle campaign, there are several ways that you can do that. The first is you can sign up to volunteer, either as an individual or as a group. We love to get church groups, civic organizations, even the high schools that might like to compete against each other to see who could raise the most money in one day. So that's a great way to get involved in the Red Kettle campaign. Also, if you can give a donation yourself, if everybody in this community gave $1 throughout the Christmas season, we would far surpass the goal that we have to meet. And that's if everybody gave $1. Now, if you want to give more than $1, of course you can, but just to make it simple for the community, if we were able to do that, we could meet our goal. Also, we can use help counting money in the mornings when we bring that money in. We can use volunteers to count money. And you can also go online and give to our virtual Red Kettle.
For those of you interested in adopting an angel, well, those trees went up this past Saturday.
But you can also call our office. You can reach us on Facebook, and we'll be happy to have you come in here and pick up some angels if you'd like, or we can even send them to you electronically to make it easy on you to do that. Another way that you can help with Angel Tree is we have a registry with Walmart. So if you go to the Salvation Army's website, there's a link to our registry with Walmart, and maybe you can't do a whole angel that you think that's too much for you to do, but you're like, I can buy a Barbie or a pack of socks, and you can go directly to the registry and purchase those. Then Walmart will ship them directly to us.
Mayor Joe Pitts and his wife Cynthia were also on hand for the community open house here at the Salvation Army. If you would like more information about the Red Kettle campaign, the Salvation Army, Angel Trees, or volunteering, or if you need their services, you can connect with a representative by reaching out directly to the Salvation Army Monday through Friday, anytime between 9 in the morning and 1:30 in the afternoon. Something that did stick out to me on the information that Major Katie Chase provided is that if we all gave $1, that $1, something so small, could make such a huge impact. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
Cheri's Hope is dedicated to sharing the hope of Christ, protecting the health of our community, and supporting those who are fighting cancer. You can be a champion of hope this season. When you give monthly to Cheri's Hope, you help meet the needs of families in our community as they are battling cancer. Your monthly gift of $10 or more gives hope all year. Together, we can make a difference.
This Christmas, Give a Little Nashville needs your help to bring joy to children in need. We'll be hosting toy drives during the holiday season, so please donate toys for kids of all ages. On December 3rd, join us for our Cocktails with Santa red carpet event, where you can mingle with other supporters and enjoy festive drinks and food. Together, we can make a difference in our community this holiday season. Visit givealittle.nashville.com or find us on Facebook to learn more and register today.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So, of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
We often share with you the programs by nonprofits in the Middle Tennessee area, as well as the work done by volunteers. But we also highlight nonprofits so you know the services that are available, whether it be for you and your family, a loved one, or just an acquaintance or friend. Well, this morning we highlight an initiative by the Salvation Army. This is new, so helping families overcome challenges like unemployment, unstable housing, and lack of education. Those are areas where the Salvation Army can help, but they also work to lead families down a path of increased stability and ultimately self-sufficiency. And that is the focus of the Salvation Army's Pathway of Hope initiative. Michael Bowen, Program Director of the Salvation Army in Clarksville, shares that Pathway of Hope is another resource to help families and individuals break through poverty.
We do it by having family first events, which like in the last 2 months, we've had a cooking class. They've come to the first 2 classes. They come to the 3rd class. They will get an Instant Pot as a gift. But during that class, some of the clients would say, I'm more interested in Pathway of Hope. I'd like to go a little deeper with my situation. I would like a budgeting class. I'd like some case manager. I'd like some wraparound services to help me and my family stay stable. So in that, they can sign on with a 2-year program with me and the case manager. Austin Heflin's working with me now to help. We're looking to hire another case manager. We're hoping over the next 2 years to help break that cycle of poverty with these clients. Salvation Army does the most good. We do a lot of things. We have a shelter here, and a lot of people think we only work with folks who are unhoused or unhoused neighbors. We do that. We like to take unhoused neighbors and help them move into housing. But this is something that's new and different because we're taking people that are, or we used to call when I was young, the working poor. They're working hard, they're trying to get established and stay established and move into the middle class. So we're trying to take them from that place to another place so they can move forward so their kids don't have to go through what they went through. Bringing these families in and meeting with them, spending time with them, getting to know them and finding out what their needs really are. And then they're requesting things like, could you get me into a budgeting class? I know how to handle my money. I didn't learn that from my family. They're asking for practical life skill classes that we wouldn't have known they needed if it were not for this class. So they come in for something casual like a cooking course, and during that they have an opportunity that's open where they can share their heart and we can get to talk with them and hopefully find out what are their real needs, not just their perceived needs, to help them to move forward. There's a lot of things about poverty people to understand. It's not just financial. It's physical, it's educational, it's mental, it's a thought process. Poverty is almost like a disease. It's something that people get. I grew up in poverty myself. To overcome it, it takes help. Community is collateral. Community is worth a lot. I encourage everyone, go connect with a church, a mosque, a synagogue, anybody that would help you. Even connect with your old school teachers. If they liked you, reconnect with these people. Build community, because when you're in a tight, if you have family, you have community, you have collateral. It's worth more than money to have those people in your life. So we try to teach that too as a life skill, to go forward to that, to jump into the middle class, because we all look at things differently. Poverty is one of those things that is so deceptive. There's so many levels of it that we don't realize how detrimental it is to a family to grow up in that trauma that it creates. And to overcome that trauma, I think it takes God personally. For me, that's what it took. And I think it takes us loving people the way Christ loved people to really get them through that trauma and help them overcome it and not fall back into it. Because when we've been in a cycle of poverty, a cycle of trauma, we only feel comfortable when things are chaotic. We've got to teach them to say, okay, we can be, quote, normal is not being chaotic. And it's okay to struggle, but to struggle to move forward. And it's okay to suffer that away. And we'll help them through that.
If you'd like more information on this initiative, Pathway of Hope, Bowen encourages you to reach out to the Salvation Army of Clarksville. The number for you is 931-553-8494. Just ask for Michael Bowen. Stick with us here at Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
At Area 51 Tech Solutions, our team specializes in servicing and repairing major brands of electronics, including computers, tablets, cell phones, HD TVs, and gaming consoles.
Area 51 has been our go-to place for all our tech repair needs for years. You name it, they can fix it. Trust the kid who broke it. Give them a call today at 615-379-8113.
Welcome to Grin Doctors, your trusted pediatric dentistry and orthodontics practice. Achieve healthy, beautiful smiles with our expert care. At Grin Doctors, we are committed to your child's oral health and well-being. Trust Grin Doctors, your pediatric dental home for exceptional care. We go above and beyond to ensure the comfort and satisfaction of our young patients. Grin Doctors Kids Dental and Orthodontics is right down the street in Old Hickory, TN. Easy to get to and in your neighborhood.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way. When flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage, it ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
This morning, we are highlighting two new communities where you will find papers from Main Street Media of Tennessee. To tell us more about us acquiring these papers, what this means not only for Main Street Media, but for local communities in two new areas. We have the president and CEO, Dave Gould of Main Street Media of Tennessee. Thanks, Dave, for your time.
Well, thanks for having me here, Stephanie.
Anytime. So, okay, two new papers. Yeah. What does this mean, and how did we come to acquire these two new locations?
Yeah, so our two new papers, we have Houston County, which is west of Dixon, southwest of Clarksville. It's a small county, about 8,000 people. There's a local paper there. The local owner was ready to stop publishing, or not stop publishing, but he wanted to sell the paper, and so we had the opportunity to buy that one. And it's a great little community. They love the paper there, so we were excited about that. And then we bought a paper down in Lawrence County, south in Lawrenceburg. Mm-hmm. And that was a paper that's been around for over 40 years, wow. And the owners are ready to step away, and so we had the opportunity to step in. It's what we do. We love bringing local news to these communities. Mm-hmm. People that want to read about local government, high school sports, local people, local events, and that's what we do. And the chance to bring that to people in Lawrence County and Houston County is a great opportunity for us.
Local content is so incredibly important to all of our areas, and there's something about having a paper there in those towns. Have you had a chance to go to each area and visit to hear from the community on their thoughts of you continuing this on?
I have, actually. I've been to Houston County. I got a chance to meet the mayor and some of the other elected officials, public officials, business owners, and that sort of thing. And they're very excited. It's the only paper in the county. It's the only way they're getting local news and information. So I think they were a little nervous about what our plans were. And our plans are to keep doing what the old owner did, which is provide a good local weekly newspaper every week. Lawrence County, I was down there last week for a day, and people are super excited down there about what we're doing. That's a growing county. There's a lot of activity going on in Lawrence County, and they want to make sure people understand the story of what's happening. They want to make sure that someone's covering the achievers and the things that are doing well and the people. And also, it's important there's someone keeping an eye on what's going on in local government, and that's what we do. And so they're very, very excited as well. So it's a real win-win in both places.
I tell you what, it is so cool to go and read these papers in these communities here in Tennessee, and because businesses, athletics, things that are happening in the schools, and just cool individuals in each area. It's fascinating what's being done. And you don't know that story until you look at the local paper.
Absolutely. And we've got people in these communities who love to tell these stories. We have good local reporters and other writers and columnists who just like to talk about, what's going on in the community. And then you have a lot of citizens who just very interested in what's going on, very interested in making sure that the flavor of the community is being described in a way, and someone's recording history, and that's a lot of what we do. And so there's people are excited. We've got some really good writers and reporters in these areas to help bring the news.
That makes 15 locations here in Middle Tennessee for Main Street Media.
That's right. We have 15 newspapers. We've also got 3 web-only news sites. So we have a website covering the Tennessee Titans, we have one covering high school sports, and we have one that covers actually Nashville. And then we have our streaming TV station, of course, which is what we're doing today. And then we have a streaming radio station, which is a simulcast of this. So right now, if you turned our radio station on, you would hear the two of us talking about this right now. So we've got 20 titles. And of course, in addition, we've got tied to the newspaper's website, social media pages, e-newsletters and things like that. But the newspapers, the 15 papers, are really the core of what we do, because that is the base of the coverage that we do in each county and each community, and that really allows us to do other things.
I love it. And not only that, we have another show that's getting started, or kind of, you're getting your feet wet. Tell us more about that.
Well, so we started a show called Movers on Main Street that I am hosting, and let me start by saying, I sit here in front of somebody who's been doing this for a long time and who's a professional, and so I learn by watching what you all do, but I have nowhere near the gravitas or the experience that you all have. But the idea of the show is I'm talking to and interviewing other CEOs and business owners, and because when you own your own business, I think you probably have a similar issues to other people who own their business, and so you can kind of sympathize and empathize and ask the sorts of questions that might be of interest. So we try to kind of get inside their head a little bit and find out what it is that makes them tick, how they've grown their business, what challenges they've faced. We've done our first show now. I talked to Jimmy Hiller at Hiller Plumbing.
Okay.
They're known for these, they have trucks all over Middle Tennessee with a Happy Hiller face on it. They have a jingle. And anyways, but Jimmy, when he was 24 years old, he started the company with $500, and he had a truck. And he had a sense of how to fix somebody's HVAC problems. And over the years, he's grown that to, he's got 600 associates in 4 states, and it's a pretty good sized company. And it was fascinating talking to him and just kind of hearing all the challenges that he had to overcome and the decisions that he had to make. And so it's an interesting show. We'll be releasing that one soon, and then more will follow after that.
Is anything else coming that we may not know about?
We're taking a bit of a breath. These acquisitions took some time, to kind of make happen and get moving on. And we have to have time to kind of assimilate these things into our operation. And because one of the reasons we can do these is because we have other people who can take on some of the responsibilities that might have been happening in different areas, especially the back end functions. And so I think we have to, as we end the year here, kind of take a deep breath, kind of assess all of our infrastructure and how all that's working, and then, get back at it the first of the year and keep plugging ahead. I mean, we have a lot going on in our TV channel. We had several football shows that we did, high school football shows that, with football season winding down, we're converting to maybe some different types of high school shows now. We've got a music show we just launched a few weeks ago called Live from the Shop. It's a really cool show.
I've been out of touch on this one. I did not know this, really.
Yeah, it's a Friday morning show, and it's an hour, and it's a music show, and it's musicians coming in and playing their music, and it's really, really well done.
For someone in your position with a number of employees underneath you, how do you make sure you're navigating, I guess, correctly, responsibly, to keep all of those employees in mind, not to see a lot of people with the burnout? Because again, this is that type of business where you're on the go trying to cover the stories that you can. How do you do that?
It's tough. I mean, it is tough because, news happens all the time. We know that. And our readers and our viewers, almost demand that we'll get Facebook messages at 2 a.m. and someone will go into one of our newspaper Facebook pages and say, I just heard a screeching sound down the street. What was that? As if our people are up there at 2 a.m. they're going to respond. I mean,
right.
We can't be everywhere all the time. It's interesting. I'll tell you just a little story to answer that question. I serve on the board at Pope Prep High School, which is a Catholic high school in Hendersonville. 3 of my kids have graduated from there. I've got 2 there now, a junior and a senior. And I serve on the board, and we have a new president of the school, and he was talking about burnout with teachers. And he said, I remind them when they come in and say I'm burned out. He said, I remind them to take the Sabbath. You've got to take, and Sunday in this case, time to rest and relax, spend time with family, watch football, whatever it is you like to do on the weekend, you've got to do that. And I become more and more conscious of that over time. And I certainly, I want to see our employees do that. I want to see them take their vacation. I want to see them get away. I want to see them have a break. I want to see them go off to great places like Utah and explore the great outdoors like you and your husband did. And we did, our family did as well.
Yes, you did.
So anyways, I just think you've got to have that downtime. You've got to mix that in. We can encourage people to do that, and then they get busy, and we hope they do it. We hope they follow through on that. But I think, you have to get time away, get your mind out, and then get back in and get refreshed again.
100%. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to share, could share?
Gosh, no, I'm grateful for everything that you're doing with this show and everything that Devin O'Day is doing on her show, and Chris Yao and Mo Patton have a great daily sports show as well, and we have all kinds of other reporters and who are doing other sorts of shows. No, I am. This has been, you've been here for just about a year now doing this show, right?
Yeah, this particular show, Mornings on Main Street, will be a year in January.
Yeah.
Before that, it was Main Street Clarksville.
That's right.
And I tell you, you do have some incredible reporters throughout the Middle Tennessee area who work tirelessly to, bring you stories in your communities.
That's right, and it is, and y'all are just doing a great job, and it's fun. It's been fun to see this thing grow and evolve as we go, right? And so it's been exciting. So I just appreciate everybody.
Talk about a great 2023. Can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for all of us.
Absolutely.
Dave, thank you so much. Dave Gould, President and CEO of Main Street Media of Tennessee. If you would like to check out all of our papers and get access to the shows that we have, of course, you have Main Street Media, tn.com. Also, our mobile app, which is incredibly handy, Main Street Media TV Mobile, and of course, our channels on Apple, Amazon, and Roku.
Right.
Am I missing anything?
I think you got it all.
Thank goodness. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
Smiles. These are the healthy smiles of real Delta Dental members. Folks with access to the nation's largest network of dentists and low-deductible plans with 100% preventive care coverage, all backed by over 65 years of expertise. Go online or give us a call to learn about affordable individual plans that meet your needs. 1-855-844-0445.
Welcome to the 2023 Magical Holiday Home Tour, coming for one day only. Immerse yourself in the spirit of the season as you explore stunning displays, twinkling lights, and charming decorations. The general admission tour of area luxury homes, including historic Rosemont, and a special tinsel tour of the original Fairview Plantation Mansion. Come and experience the warmth of the holidays by touring spectacular luxury homes. It's an event you won't want to miss.
Welcome back. Here's a look back at when the switch was flipped to turn on the lights at Christmas on the Cumberland at McGregor Park and the Cumberland Riverwalk in downtown Clarksville. It started with a fun program Saturday evening, hundreds on hand to not only see the program, but of course, when the lights finally went on, afterwards, families were able to walk down the Riverwalk to enjoy the display of more than 1 million lights. Hopefully you'll have a chance, if you're visiting the Clarksville, Montgomery County area, to stop by to check out that display. It'll be up. Christmas on the Cumberland will be up until January 2nd, 2024. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Always love having you stop by. Have a great afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning.